Let's welcome Parth Varang here. I'm going to type it now. You will hear me. I've unmuted myself. Don't worry about it. Okay, so just type hi Parth, you're welcome. That's all what you should do. Okay, and all of you do that because Parth is a very senior student in the sense that he was with us for a number of years, and well, then what has happened is that he was doing his 10th standard, and now he's back with us. So yeah, brilliant. Okay, Parth, you're welcome and all the best for the tournament tomorrow. For the moment, his rating is like 1500 plus on leeches, but the good news is that he was always in touch with us. He's already there on in. I think he was already in the WhatsApp group, so he used to receive all the notifications, but he never played in a tournament. But tomorrow, I believe, is the first time that he'll play. All right, Saumitra has just joined, and Parth, you are welcome. See, everybody's typing that. Welcome. And Saumitra has joined late. He said it's some homework to do. All right, Saumitra, no problem. In today's session, we are going to go through 4 games, as I had mentioned in the notifications. Let's get started. The first game will be from the black perspective. We will do one thing. The first and the last game will be from the black perspective, and we'll keep the game number 2 and game number 3 from the white's perspective. So number 1 and number 4 from the black perspective, number 2 and number 3 from the white perspective. Let's get started straight away. Ayush is here as well. Hi Ayush, welcome. Enjoy the games, enjoy the explanation. This is a lecture for the A batch. This is our first game. I hope everybody is ready. Now let me bring myself in the frame. Yep, I'm there. So as I said, game number 1 is from the black perspective. So the game began with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and I'm sure that by now you all are aware that this is the Italian opening. If the bishop goes to the c4 square, it's Italian. If the bishop finds itself on d5, then it becomes the Spanish opening, also known as the Ruy Lopez. Anyway, after bishop c4, it's knight to f6. And if you want to go for a quick attack, but by the way, that is very sharp play, then knight g5 is recommended, but it's actually very sharp. So white decided to just play simply castle. Bishop e7, bishop c5 is also playable. Rook e1, just controlling the pawn. Black also castles. This is perfectly equal for the moment. c3. Now this is a very important idea in all modern games. You will see this a lot, guys. White often plays c3. And I've seen this in the Spanish games as well, especially against the Berlin with this d3, and then there is c3 and then d4. So here also in the Italian game, this c3, and definitely white wants to play d4 at some stage. So that's always there. Let's see what's going to happen here for the moment. The stream is 100% perfect from my side. I don't know why. Perfect, guys. I don't know why you see the lag. Okay, the stream is perfect. Okay, guys, let's continue with the game. So So what happened in the game was knight took the pawn. It's incredible. Bishop took on f7. Now, okay, here is the thing. If rook takes e4 is played, or if that happens, then d5 is immediate advantage for black. There is immediate advantage, let me tell you. Well, yeah, that's it. It's immediate advantage. Nothing more, nothing less to say there. All right. Yeah, d5 is a fork. Absolutely. d5 is the fork. And that's why Chinmay is right. Chinmay has mentioned this is fork. So that did not happen. So what happened is bishop takes f7. Rook takes f7. And then white took the knight on e4. Okay. So black proceeded with d5 attacking the rook. And the rook took on e5. Now, if you are wondering, well, why is that? Wouldn't the knight just take it? Wouldn't the knight just take it or something like that? Well, if that happens, then knight takes e5, and actually this is quite okay for white. No problems there. So white took and black took on f3. Now, this is very interesting. Queen could have taken on f3, but white decided to take on e7. Queen took on e7. G takes. Now the piece was taken back. The rook was 3-minute time to think. Let's say 4 minutes so that everybody can participate. 4 minutes from this position where it is going to be, well, black to play. And please let me know the answer. Black to play. Calculate the entire thing if you can. Very important, guys. Okay, the time is up, and I'm so happy with your response, guys. The thing is that people think that bishop h3 will also win. Well, yes, bishop h3 first will also be good for black, but a more direct approach leads to mate in 5 moves from this situation. Mate in 5. I think Sanchit calculated it first. It was with mate in 4 moves if I'm not wrong, but actually it's mate in 5. Let me quickly run you through with what happens, okay? Queen g5 check is absolutely correct. And now king h1 was played in the game. However, let me show you quickly what happens with king to f1. If king f1, then what Sanchit has said is right. Bishop h3 check, cannot come back, so king e1 is pretty much forced, followed by rook e8. Now that's a check, there is nowhere to go. Queen e2 and followed by queen g1 mate. Remember, the queen cannot come to block the check because she's already pinned to the king. What a beautiful checkmate sequence here, guys. Notice this. It's beautiful if that happens. Therefore, after queen g5 check, instead of going to f1, the king goes to h1. And I think Prajna also had this answer. So bishop to h3. The threat is very clear. Queen g2 checkmate. That's what is threatened here. To stop that, well, definitely white has to bring his queen. So now you cannot checkmate like that. But now there is something very interesting. Did anyone comment after this move what to do? Mohit joined us just now. Mohit is a little late. Okay. So let's see what happens here. Okay. Now Rayansh is saying he is confused. Let's see why he is confused. Let's get back. This was the position, Rayansh, where I considered all the time. Queen g5 check is the right move. Now the king has 2 squares to go. Rayansh, if you're listening, I'm clarifying any confusion that you may have. So if the king goes to f1, then it is mate in 3 moves. Mate in 3 moves. You have bishop h3 check, and then if king e2, well, Vihang also said he'll go to e2, but then still there is mate in 2. Rook e1 check anyway. Now the queen cannot even block the check, so the obvious move is king to d3. And now there are many ways to mate in 1. There are many ways to mate in 1. The one I like is queen g6 checkmate. This is the best way to checkmate. There is of course queen f5 as well, bishop f5 as well. So Rayansh, hopefully this is clear. That's why of the 2 squares in the green, well, in the game king h1 was played. Now black plays bishop h3. Rayansh, the threat is queen g2 checkmate. How does white stop this checkmate? White will play queen g1. So now there is no checkmate possible on g2. Rayansh? And it is here now that I was asking if anybody has thought of this. So anybody who has thought of what to do after this? Guys, you are free to type in the chat. What after this position? In this position, it is black to play. In this position, it is black to play. What happens here? Very important, guys. Black to play in this position. Queen sacrifice. You mean queen takes g1, queen takes g1, rook e8. Very good. Soumitra is the first to answer. Let me show you what Soumitra said. Soumitra is the first to answer. He's saying queen takes g1. It's a check. Soumitra should type plus. Queen takes g1 check. Queen takes g1. Rook e8. And that back rank checkmate is unstoppable. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. And Vihang says that I've concluded that in my line. Alright, so let's see what happens. I'm saying queen takes g1, force move, king takes g1. Notice now the power of this bishop. Oops, not there. Notice now the power of this bishop. And now black plays rook e8. And now this mate is unstoppable. Look at the problem that white has. 3 pieces on the back rank, never moved. That's why I always say, guys, that, I will draw that again. The activity of pieces is so important. So important. How many pieces you have, it just really doesn't matter. Just look at the white pieces. There are 3 pieces that never moved in the game. That's why initiative and tempo. And Saumitra is right. Vihang, I think, is right. Said that yes, white paid the price for not developing all the pieces. So let's go through this game one more time, guys, before we go to game number 2 for today. So you can remember this Italian game. If your opponent ever does this, bishop e7. It all started with bishop e7. Then there is castling. There is c3. Idea of d4. Where black takes this pawn. The idea is if rook takes, then there is d5, which is a fork. Therefore, white normally doesn't take that knight there. Bishop takes f7. Rook takes f7. Rook takes e4 now. Now d5. Rook takes that pawn. Remember, if knight takes the rook, it's okay for white. There's no problem there. So the better idea is to take on f3. Rook takes e7. Queen takes e7. And here I suppose queen takes f3 is also disastrous. Can you see why? A question. Let juniors answer this, guys, not the seniors. Why is queen takes f3 danger here? Ayush, can you answer that? Can you answer that? If white plays instead of the pawn, if queen takes the rook, can Ayush tell me why that will be deadly for white? Can you tell us? Very good. Bunch of lions is also right. Brilliant. But now focus on this position. What happens now if the queen takes the rook instead of pawn taking the rook? What happens then? Mahaka is saying it will be mate. So if Ayush can answer that. Well, juniors is what I had expected. Avnish is answering that as if he believes he is a junior. Well, that's not fair, Avnish. My dear Spidey, why are you answering this? You are not supposed to answer this. Ayush, yes, it is checkmate. Let me show you how. If queen takes this rook, then you have what we call in chess as a back rank weakness, and our queen can just go on e1, and that will be checkmate, because now you don't have the queen that could have stopped that checkmate. And that is why in the game, white did not take with the queen, white took with the pawn. And then queen g5 check. I showed you both the lines. If king f1, bishop check, king e1, rook check, queen, and then mate. And if over here king e2, then rook e8 check, king, and then queen g6 is what I like. Bishop f5 is also checkmate in one move. So after queen g5 check in the game, king h1 was played. Bishop h3 to threaten the mate on g2. Queen tried to stop the mate, but there is a beautiful exchange. And now rook e1. And man, that mate on this e1 square is unstoppable. I like this game a lot. It emphasizes why development, why all the pieces participating in the game is so important. I'm sure you loved it as well. Let me know in the chat your comments by the time I get ready. The stream is perfect. The stream is not lagging. The stream is perfect. There's no problem with it. The stream is 100% fluent. I've told you guys that if the stream is not working fine, I get the message here. So far, I've not got any message like that. So, I don't know. Anyway, we will now go to the next game. I've told you that we have 2 games with white, 2 games with black. The next one is going to be from the white perspective. Let's go to the board. Okay, game number 2 for today. And e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6. Now everybody in the chat should. Hey, Swaroop C is here. Hello, Swaroop C from Thane. Brilliant. But thank you, Soumitra. It was a good game. Thank you that you liked it. Brilliant. Swaroop, we are at the start of this second game. Everybody type in the chat, what is this opening? Game number 2. So what's this opening? This is very important. There is a name for this opening. E4, E5. White played knight F3 and black has responded knight to F6. Prajna is saying Russian defense. Vihang is saying Russian defense. Everybody is saying Russian defense. Soumitra has provided us with the other name. Yes, it is also known as the Petrov defense. That is also a correct name. So I am happy with all of you. Brilliant indeed. Yes, the Russian defense or the Petrov defense. So let's see what happens here. Knight takes E5. Black must play D6 first. The knight drops back and then black takes the pawn. Okay. Black should definitely play D6 here. Let me quickly show you what if black is greedy and tries to take the pawn. If that happens, white plays queen e2 attacking the knight. And when the knight retreats, now you have a beautiful knight c6 discovered check. And the queen will be lost whether the queen stays on d8 or blocks the check on e7. This is deadly, is it not? I'm sure you can type in the chat if you have fallen in this trap as a black player. Come on. If you had black pieces and as a black player, if you have fallen into this trap, let me know. So that's the trap here. So black must not take on e4 immediately. This d6 move is very important. The knight goes back, then knight can take it. Now queen e2 doesn't work because black plays queen e7. d3, knight goes back. The queens, if exchange, will be good for black because white will take on e2, black will take e7, sorry. Black will take on e7 and black will be ready to castle. So white normally doesn't take there. Bishop g5, pinning the knight. Bishop e6, knight c3. Both are ready to castle on the queen side, but white plays a pawn in the center. Black also solidifies. Long castle for white. c6 for black. King b1. I like this move a lot because at times, you know what, this diagonal becomes very dangerous. So it's always important to shield your king after long castling. So king b1. Black played h6, questioning this bishop. What do you want to do with this bishop? White said, hang on, I will not extend the pin, but instead will control these squares on the long diagonal. Long castling by black. And now I will, I think, pause here. Should I pause? Yes, I think I should pause here. So I'm going to now pause and provide you with 4 minutes of thinking time. This time it is going to be white to play. Think about it, provide your answer. Hello, Kalpesh, new viewer, welcome. All right, people are thinking in the right way, and I am so impressed with all of you. Brilliant. Queen a6 is indeed correct. However, the more important thing is you all understood that, yeah, if the pawn takes queen, then bishop takes a6 is checkmate. But what if black does not take the queen? Then queen takes c6, and that part was really impressive. I'm really impressed with Swaroop and all those who got the second line. That's very important. So let's get to the game. It's indeed what you said. Queen a6. Well, if black just takes the queen, assuming that, hey, I just get a free queen. Well, not right, because this is exactly what Omkar sir in today's game, today's video has highlighted. This is beautiful. Remember, with the knight on d7, he did say that. However, in the game, what happened was knight h5 was played, because black thought that this bishop has to be gotten rid of. There is no other move that is good here anyway. And now the beautiful finish is what you said. Queen takes c6 check. This is incredible. Either you take my queen, or I'm forcing you to take it the next move. In the game, black resigned here, but the simple finish is b takes c6. And again, bishop a6 is what you call, or what the world calls, the board mate. Now this is beauty of chess. This is the beauty of chess. The bishop on f4. I want you to look at the bishop on f4, guys. The beauty of chess is that bishop on f4 is already under attack, and still that bishop does the work. I repeat, the bishop on f4 is already under attack, but hey, it's not taken yet. So still it does the work that it is doing. That's the beauty of it. Notice what I'm saying, guys. The bishop on f4 is a hanging piece and is already attacked by the knight. But still, it's a check by the other bishop. So the bishop on f4 is pretty much doing the job. Guys, let me know if Parth Varang got it right. Parth, did you get it right? Parth Varang, our latest rejoining. Did you get that right? Hey, Daksh is here. Hello, Daksh Sani is here. We are going through study games, and Daksh, I believe you are a little late today, because we are now going to proceed to game number 3. But before we do that, as usual, let me show you, rewind this game and show this to you one more time. It was from the white perspective, was a Russian defense. e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, also known as the Petrov defense, by the way. Soumitra was right. Knight takes e5, black should definitely play d6. The trap I showed you was knight takes e4, queen e2, then the knight goes back, then there is knight c6 winning the queen. So black should in this position play d6, knight drops back, then black takes the pawn, queen e2, queen e7, d3, knight drops back. Exchange doesn't make sense, exchange of the queens, that is bishop g5, bishop e6, knight c3, knight d7, that is knight bd7. Remember, this is knight bd7. This knight can move but shouldn't, because the queen is at stake. So knight bd7, d4. This move is important just to clear the line for the queen. There is a sacrifice possibility. c6, shielding the king on b1. Question for the bishop, bishop f4, and now long castle, and queen a6. Brilliant sacrifice. If black just takes it, then bishop a6 is made. Black in the game played knight h5, queen sacrifice, and checkmate. Notice this bishop is hanging, but still it's checkmate. It's a beautiful, beautiful finish. Absolutely brilliant. There is no difference between Russian defense and Petrov defense. There is no difference at all. Petrov was a Russian player and invented the system, that is, and so it is also called as the Russian defense. Otherwise, Daksh, there is no difference. You can call it the Russian game, you can call it the Petrov defense, in the same way as you say the Spanish game or the Ruy Lopez. It's one and the same, is it not? The Spanish game or the Ruy Lopez is the same. Similarly, the Russian defense and Petrov is absolutely the same. Alright, Soumitra is saying something. Sir, after knight e5, knight takes e4, the queen is not lost. Queen e2, queen e7, d4. Yes, then black can save it. If black does not retreat the knight, then the queen can be saved. But nonetheless, it's not considered good for black. Nonetheless, So Soumitra is right. But however, remember that it is not good to take that pawn immediately. Very, very important. Here, Soumitra says, after this, what happens if there is knight b8? I suppose that that's the point where Soumitra wants this analysis, knight b6 or knight b8. Well, annotation says, well, I have studied this when I get the games for you. So the annotation says that this is like +4 for white, +4, because now the point is queen takes a7, and then this all is perfectly lost, because again there is immense attack on this. And what can you suggest here for saving the knight? Soumitra, this is your line. So what do you suggest? What does this knight do now? Can I give black a token move like knight f to d7? Can I do that? Well, if I do that, then there is knight a4, and this is just humiliating. This will be humiliating, because then the knight cannot take here, because queen will take on b8, and that is how it could go. However, let's analyze it with knight b6 as well. That can be played, however, with the same effect, because queen can again take here. Notice this is very bad. How do you control this square? This is very, very bad indeed. And now that the knight is also hanging, I believe the only way now is knight b7, and again knight b5 with a similar counterplay. Okay, so you can analyze more if you want, but the annotation says so. And I am now ready to get to the next game. Kindly just continue in the chat as I get ready for the next game. Prajna is saying that I answered that before Soumitra asked this. So brilliant. Absolutely brilliant if you did that. I'm absolutely impressed. Okay, game number 3. I believe Daksh now can see it right from the start. So this is our game number 3 for today. Remember, game number 3 and then game number 4. And if we have time, today we will go for 3 tactics and try to go for 3 out of 3. Yesterday, we did get 5 out of 5, by the way. So let's see. This is game number 3 now. e4, e5, knight f3, d6, the Philidor. Okay, d4, the center break move. I like bishop c4 a lot. Pawns were exchanged. By the way, this move is called breaking the center. So e takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop d7. It's a new move, playable, but yeah, this is something new. Normally black continues with knight f6, knight c3, g6. The idea is to fianchetto. Bishop c4, knight to c6, perfectly playable. Knight to d5, bishop g7, bishop e3. Both black and white are bringing their pieces in the game. No problem here. This position is perfectly equal. Knight ge7. Remember what I said? Knight ge7. That's the way you should write it. Knight ge7. Bishop g5, pinning that knight. Ooh, bishop takes d4. Bishop takes d4 happen. And I believe it is at this point that I can definitely give you 4 minutes of your thinking time. Okay, guys, you're saying that this game probably was done. So maybe the same game was played with two different players. That's very important to remember, because the way I selected from my database is that they're different players for sure. So maybe similar kind of game was played. So let's get done with this. People have definitely typed the answer. So let's not waste time by waiting for the countdown to come to 0. People have typed their answers, so let's get going with it straight away. Let me clarify before we see the solution, which probably you've said here. This means that these lines are so popular that so many games have been played with lot of players, because I have a big database. And so when I proceed every Thursday from one game to the next one, there are thousands of games, which means that all these games are so relevant that they occur repeatedly. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. These games occur repeatedly. For example, the lines that I've shown you with the Danish Gambit, often they occur and they reoccur with it. Okay, over the board you get those same situations many times. All right, so let's get started with this. Let's finish it and then proceed to the next game. What happened over here is that queen took on d4 and black did not take the queen. Did anybody type that? Did not take the queen, as people had thought that black will take the queen. Black did not take the queen. Now can you tell me, guys? So black did not take the queen. Now what happens here? If black does not take the queen, brilliant. Knight f6 check is absolutely right. Absolutely right. So let's continue. What happened in the game was indeed knight to f6 check, king h8, knight to g5. It's very important the knight comes to g5. Knight now has to take the queen, because otherwise this is mate anyway in this manner. However, what happens if king g7? Let's take a look at that. This is interesting. But this is even faster, because it then with knight h5 it becomes a double check, and now we know there is only one move, and then queen g7 is checkmate. In case of a double check it becomes easier. So king h8 was played, knight g5 is a check by the queen, and over here if black plays king g8 then it's just mate in one with knight h6. That's what it is. Okay, brilliant finish to the game, and people say that they probably know this. Let's quickly move on to our game number 4. And Prajna, well, this is from the black perspective, very important. Let's start with game number 4. Okay, very important. Game number 4 is with the black perspective. The game started with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and in the same way as the last one, but the last time you had castling. If you wanted the fried lever, then knight g5, but nothing like that. White played d3, black played bishop c5, White castle, black played d6, pretty much the normal development, symmetric pawn structure. And now this is perfect symmetrical. Look at that. Knight on f3, knight on f6, knight on c3, knight on c6, bishop on c4, bishop on c5, pawns on e4, e5, d3 and d6. Well, this is, you cannot have a more symmetrical structure than this. This is perfectly drawish. Let me know how many people get bored when they get a game like this. Please be honest and tell me in the chat. How many people really think that this line becomes boring if you do play this? And by the way, an important announcement before you tell me that, or maybe simultaneously when you tell me that. This Sunday, I've told you already, Sunday 16th August from 6 to 7 in the evening, I will take challenges from under 1400, 3+0 games, not for seniors, for the under 1400, because that way I will gauge whether you have learned to use your time or not. At times under 1400 guys are very hasty. So this Sunday, remember, that's the announcement. Swarupsi in the meanwhile is saying that 4 nights, I love this game. Swarupsi loves the 4 nights games. Okay, others get bored. Vihang is saying it happens in the French defense, it gets boring. Okay, anyway, well, let's see what happened in the game. Was it as boring or not? Let's get to the game. In the game, what happened was black played bishop g4, pinning the knight, which is, Ayush will now know that it is a relative pin because it's pinned to the queen. White put a question, what are you going to do with that bishop? Bishop was not retreated, played h5. And then white played, whoa, white played h takes g4 and then h takes g4. And then, well, what happens here? Knight to g5 was played and your time starts now. For this one, I'm going to give you 3 minutes. And I don't want you to just tell me the next move. I want you to go ahead and tell me the entire line. Please go ahead and tell me the entire line, not just the next game. It's black to play. Another great example of why this is to be studied. Don't worry, I have unmuted myself, guys. What happened? Why did Vihang had to remind Daksh? Ooh, that's okay. That's not disrespectful. That's okay. Why is he not speaking? Okay. So I was speaking, but I was on mute because there was this countdown that was going. Happens a lot. Okay, anyway, I'll take care. Now we have about last 10 minutes, so we will not go for 5 positions, but we will go for 3 positions. I hope you can hear me now. I am unmuted. I'm not on mute anymore. I have unmuted. I'm sure that you can probably hear me now. Anyway, I am not muted at all right now. Okay, so we will go to leeches and the rating is 2300. The target will be 3 out of 3 very quickly. 3 out of 3 is the target. Soumitra, give the name that Jay had told us, shared yesterday in the group. That what was the name again, Jay? If you can type. What was the name that you gave for tomorrow's tournament? I don't remember. Please. Okay. No, you did not miss out on anything. When I was on mute, you did not miss out on anything. All I said was that some names are very weird for the chess players. Like, for example, you have this fried liver. What kind of a name is that? That's what I was saying. Or you have this fishing pole trap. So, important. Very weird names, but important to remember. Mohit, why are you repeatedly spamming? I don't know. I told already. Sunday, 6 to 7 IST, Indian Standard Time, 1800 to 1900 hours, under 1400. And yes, Vihang is right. The Shining Guns. Is that the name? Yes, Shining Guns of the Hub Arena. Brilliant. That's the name. That is the name. Absolutely brilliant. So, okay, continue with the chat and I will go ahead and log into leeches. Just continue with the chat for some time and I'll be back with the leeches settings. We will try to achieve 3 out of 3 today, guys. 3 out of 3. Hopefully there will be challenging positions. And also important that people will probably get 3 out of 3 as well along with me. Okay, so this one is white to play, guys. White to play. Your wait is over and the rating is 2361. Oh, that's getting tougher and tougher, is it not? Do you think that's manageable? I'm not so sure. Okay, whatever the case may be, well, this is what we have. These are your options. Do you want to push the pawn, or do you want to play this pawn to f5? Do you want to attack the pawn by playing the move knight to a4? Is there a possibility of a sacrifice on e6, or is it none of these? You have 3 minutes. Let's make it 2 minutes, guys, for today. Only 2 minutes. Let's make it 2 minutes. So you have 2 minutes and it is white to play. Last 10 seconds, guys. People are giving suggestions for the tournaments. Well, the Master Blaster of the Hub is perfect. I think there's no problem with that. So Sachin Tendulkar of chess, maybe. Master Blaster of the Hub is quite okay, I should say. Vihang has provided the line with e5. He thinks green arrow is making sense to him. e5, if bishop takes g2, then e takes f6. And Jai also supports the green arrow. Swarupsi, what do you support if he is here with us? And even Daksh, what do you think, Daksh? Is it the green arrow that's winning? What do you think here? The time is up. Are we going with the green? Everybody's in the green camp today. Did I get Saumitra's answer? No. I think most people are in the green camp, so I'm going to proceed with the green. And I also think that that's a discovered attack. Oh, not the blue one, sorry. It's a discovered attack on this bishop if I play this move. So I'm going to do that, best move. So he has played the move d takes e5. And now what happens? If I take the bishop, he's also going to take my knight. What do I do now? Do I play this bishop takes b7 now? What do I do now, guys? Do I take the bishop? Do I take the bishop? Should I take that bishop? Hitesh is saying yes. I should not take that bishop, guys. Ooh, Nijapkar also says take that bishop on b7. Okay, but then if I take it, he is going to take my knight. If I take the rook, he is going to take my knight again. How many people think that instead of that, I should play f takes e5? What? E takes f6? F takes e5. Yeah, f takes e5. Guys, I'm going to give you the options again. Should I take this or should I play this? Because don't forget that our knight is under attack. Both our knights will be attacked by the pawns. Don't forget that. And the rook is not free, by the way. The queen supporting that. For those who are saying that the rook on a8 is free, whoa. So be careful there, guys. Be careful. Even some seniors are saying, okay, take that bishop, take that bishop. It's not fair. So I'm going to take ahead and take the pawn. The best move, guys. Now, should I take this or should I play this? Again, there are options. Now choose again. Do I play e takes f6 or do I play king takes g2? What do I do now? What do I do now? Should I now play e takes f6, the green, or should I take the bishop? No doubt about it, I should take the knight. He has now taken it and now I should definitely pick up this bishop. So one out of the way. One position is out of the way. Congratulations to all my little champions. However, you have to be honest, guys. You have to be honest. If you said bishop takes b7 in a haste, be honest. Did you get it right, or honestly you got only the first move right? It's important to get the sequence right. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know if you got it 100% correct or if you only got the first move correct. Let me know as the case was. Meanwhile, the next position is going to be black to play. Let me take you there now. It is black to play. Yeah, it's black to play. Let me give you your options now. Are you interested in a flamboyant queen a2 check? Are you interested in playing something like the knight to, let's give you the blue arrow, knight to g3, or are you interested in playing a move like the bishop to b1? Is that what your interest is, or do you want to play the move f4 attacking the queen, or is it none of these for you guys? It is black to play this time. Ayush, for you the homework will be to watch a video on smothered mate. Watch a video on my channel for smothered mate. Sicilian game is the title. Just search on our channel. It's a game that I have even better. On second thoughts, Ayush, I have a better homework for you. How to promote the pawn. That's a very interesting video. You should watch that, Ayush. So this is your homework, okay, for Ayush. The name of the video is How to Promote the Pawn Correctly. It's a video on our channel, Ayush. How to promote the pawn correctly. I hope that the others have watched this video, by the way. So for Ayush, this is the video that I'm talking about. The pawn promotion video, and everybody else now can tell me if you have watched this video. This is about the pawn promotion and how it is to be done in a perfect manner. So Ayush, watch this. This will teach you how to promote the pawn correctly. In the chat, the others can let me know if you have watched this video. This is very important. Absolutely important for you to watch. I hope that everybody else has watched this video. If not, watch it. It's only for a minute and 40 seconds. That's very important for you to note. That's it. Only 1 minute and 40 seconds. I hope Ayush have made a note of that. And now for the position. Vyang is saying, yes, I've watched that. And what is the general opinion? How many people in the red camp? Mohit has watched the video. Okay. So, multi-colored, multi-named arrow camp. How many people multi-named arrow camp? Vihang supports the blue camp. Please type it that way. Now let's do this. ASR Gaming is your name, Binod. If yes, you are welcome, Binod. What colored arrow, Binod, do you think is the best here? Soumitra is in the red camp. Vihang is in the blue camp. Soumitra shared the line as well. After f4, queen e2, bishop d3, queen d1, knight c3. Whoa. The blue camp. Mohit is in the blue camp. Chinmay is in the blue camp. Vihang, you are also, I believe, in the blue camp. What about Parth Warang? Has he gone quiet now? What about Sanchit? What about Samartha? What camp are you? Traps the bishop. The blue traps the bishop. The bishop is trapped. How is the bishop trapped? Bishop g6 is played, and after that king g7, the bishop is trapped. Is that the case? Jay is in the red camp. Queen is trapped. f4, queen e2, bishop d3, and the queen is trapped. Jay is saying the queen is trapped. Vyang suggests blue camp. Prajna is in the red camp. Prajna is in the multi-named color camp. Nijapkar is in two camps. Nijapkar says, I will stay in the red camp and also be friends with the blue camp. No way. Choose one, man. Choose one. Soumitra says, red camp has mate. Now Vyang is saying, sorry, why? Vyang has now changed to the red camp. OMG. Vyang has changed. Swarupsi normally doesn't change, but he's not here at the moment, I feel. Okay, Varang is in the blue camp. So Vihang, your friend Varang is in the blue camp. Some people are confused which camp to go. We don't want to get 2 out of 3, guys. 3 out of 3. Come on. It's not fair. Come on then. The reason why people have, opted for the red camp is interesting. They think that there is a queen trap there. Is that a queen trap? After f4, you have to play queen e2, which is by force, otherwise you lose the queen or something like that. Is that what you feel it is? Is queen g1 or something like that not possible? Pooja ma'am, you chose red for the last one. Swaroop C is in none of these camps. So Swaroop C, what is the move then? Brilliant. Swaroop is of a different opinion. So Swaroop is saying none of these. Meanwhile, Saumitra says, Jay, you can get the queen, but even better, there is checkmate. So why worry about the queen? Swaroop, if you think it's none of these, well, bother to type the first movement. Swaroop C, if it's none of these, what is the move? And then you would not change. Meanwhile, Jay doesn't agree with Saumitra that it's not mate. Before I make my attempt, Swaroop C, are you not going to type your move? Finally, Samartha is in the blue camp. Well, the question is, blue camp guys are able to see the bishop that is trapped, but the red camp guys are saying that it is checkmate. It's amazing. The blue camp guys are saying that after knight g3, well, there is bishop g6, king g7, and the bishop is trapped. But then the red camp says that there is checkmate. Swaroop C is saying that if I type, I always get it wrong. Okay, so we will let it be none of these. Let's see. Let's see if it is none of these. Let's see if it is the blue camp or the multi-named arrow camp or the red camp. So Mitra for one last time has typed f4, queen e2, bishop d3 is played. The queen has to go to d1 and knight c3 is a forced checkmate. So Omkar sir is here. Hello Omkar sir. Welcome sir. Please welcome Omkar sir guys. Now the things are interesting because now we will get a view from Omkar sir as well. Ooh, he says it looks difficult one. It's probably that Omkar sir has just joined, guys. Just joined. So he probably is not in the link. We will have him for the position number 3 for sure. Omkar sir, your lecture is awesome. Everybody liked it, and some people have seen it half. They will see it the remainder tomorrow. Let me come on cam to say that. Hi Omkar sir, and everybody loved your lecture. it is a lecture for about an hour. Some students say that they watched it half. Some students are going to watch it tomorrow. You will have the answers. Some students have typed the answers, by the way. Vihang, I think, has typed it. Rudra has typed it. Saumitra has typed some answers. You can check that. Well, meanwhile, back to the position. This is very important and interesting. What's happening here? Which camp is winning here? So knight f6 is the first move that Omkar sir is thinking of, and I will tell you why he's thinking knight f6, because knight f6 threatens queen a2 checkmate. But what after queen takes it? Is that okay or not okay? If the queen takes that knight, then what happens? So if you play knight c3 first move, knight c3 threatens queen a2 mate. So if queen takes it, then what happens? That's the main thing. Let's wait for another 30 seconds before realization dawns and I make my attempt. Guys, there is only one red mark yet, if you can see at the bottom of the screen. Vihang has posed a question. After knight f6, what if white plays g4? That's nice. Omkar sir, you can take a look at Saumitra's line as well with the f4, queen e2, bishop d3, queen d1, knight c3 line. And Vihang's question is, what if white plays g4? You play knight f6, then white can play g4. Then what happens? Prajna is finally shifting to Swaroop's camp. Swaroop and Prajna, none of these. Okay. Change of plan for Prajna. Prajna and Swaroop, none of these camp. Interesting indeed. The puzzle rating is quite high. To be precise, it is 2372. We have to choose one. The red one, f4, is pretty tempting with the blue one. Omkar sir, by the way, the blue camp, the people in the blue camp, Omkar sir, think that after knight g3, bishop g6, king g7, the bishop will be trapped. That they definitely see. Okay, time for me to actually do something on the board. And so here we go. Enough is enough. That's it. I'm going with the red one. I'm going with the red one. And the red one is the best move. So queen has gone back. Definitely the queen has gone back. And now bishop. Let's use the red one. The red camp wins. By the way, the red camp is winning. The others now should not dare say we got 2 out of 2. Only the red camp guys can boast of this. And still it is not done. Still it is not done. Now Saumitra said that it's bishop d3. That's the next move. And after bishop d3, then queen took. OMG. And now should I take the queen? I should definitely take it. Success. 2 out of 2 there. A computer made it very easy. The computer made it very easy. 2 out of 2 for the red camp, me and Saumitra and all those. Samartha should not say 2 out of 2. Samartha, you said blue and red. You were in both the camps. Be honest. Be honest. How many people said the red camp? Be honest about it, guys. Be honest about it. Let me know in the chat. Honesty is the best policy. How many people perfectly predicted the red camp? Please be honest. Yeah, and the next one will be 2391. The next one will be 2391. And we are Omkar sir, we are at 2 out of 2 now, and our target is to finish with 3 out of 3. So if we get the next one right, we will be at 3 out of 3. So far we are at 2 out of 2. And by the way, Varang is honest. Vihang, you should praise Varang. Vihang should totally praise Varang. He's saying 1 out of 2. He's very honest about it. Even Vihang went wrong. Okay, so let's see. Soumitra is saying that sometimes stockfish makes it very easy. We calculate a lot, but it just makes it easy. What? Wow! Soumitra, now this is interesting. Look what Nijapkar says. Nijapkar says 1.5 out of 2. How can you be at 1.5 out of 2, Samartha? That's not fair. 1.5 out of 2. Oh, come on. Come on. Nijapkar says, come on. Nijapkar, 1.5 out of 2 is not done. Hey, Vihang, you are not helping me get 2400. I make my choice. I make my choice. I knew it was red. What do you mean help me? I knew it was red. 2 out of 2. I didn't go with the blue camp. And last time I went wrong. I got 4 out of 5. I said that. We all got 4 out of 5 last time. Anyway, Jay is saying 1.5 out of 2. Well, that's not fair. Come on. The next position, please. The next position is white to play. Omkar sir, now you can be with us. It is white to play. Let me give you your options here. Guys, would you like to go for bishop takes g7? Would you like to go for something like rook takes f6 first? Do you want to play something like the queen g5? Or is it just something just as easy as just pushing a pawn maybe to let's say h4? Or is it none of these? You get your time starting now, and this is white to play. Omkar sir is in the blue camp. Early answer. The blue camp is typed the entire line. Let's see if you agree with that. Swaroop, see, you got it wrong the last time, man. And Prajna joined you in the wrong answer. Prajna, very bad. A lot of people in the blue camp. And Soumitra, it is indeed really fast by Omkar sir. Absolutely very, very, very fast indeed. So let me know. Everybody 100% is going with it. And if yes, kindly let me know if you want to do it 5 out of 5 for the last 10 minutes. Can we make it till 7:30? Let me know in the chat, guys. Do you want to go for 5 out of 5? 2 more after this? But let me finish this one. You keep typing in the chat, guys. So I agree with the answer. Blue camp is absolutely right. So rook takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Well, the computer has just given us success here itself. But Omkar sir is right. If queen takes f6, then there is definitely bishop. Sorry, the blue one. Then there is bishop G5 wins everything everywhere. It's +4 winning for white. So we are 3 out of 3 and 5 out of 5 is what people want. So let's go to the next one. The next one is black to play. Here are your arrows. Do you want to play the move rook takes rook? Do you want to play the move queen takes rook? Do you want to play rook a e8? Or do you want to play the move? Oh, this one could be interesting. Do you want to play the move rook f6 or is it none of these? Let me know. This is black to play. Some people are hungry, huh? Alright, they may go and grab some snacks and come back and watch this. We are going to end it in 8 minutes. That's it. I want 8 minutes more. That's all. You can grab your snack. Avdut, I think it is. Finish this, man. Varang is the first entry. I think Varang is in the green camp. Parth Varang, green camp. Alright. What's the line? Nijapkar is in none of these camp. So is it none of these or is it green? Yeah, okay, 5 more minutes now, sure. 5 more minutes now, agreed. Itesh is in the chrome team. Varang is in the green camp but type the line. Soumitra is also in the green camp. So Nijapkar is in the none of these camp. Soumitra is in the green camp. Vihang is also with Samartha in the none of these camp. There are 2 guys in the none of these camp. Omkar sir, which camp are you? Jai is also in the none of these camp. Soumitra, do you want to change? Sanchit is in the green camp. Sanchit, which rook e8? Rook a e8, right? Not rook e8. Now Soumitra has changed. Soumitra is also now in the none of these camp. Omkar sir is saying I agree with Soumitra. So, do you think that Soumitra's first answer was right or Soumitra's rectified answer? The second answer you think? This Chinmay is going with the none of these camp as well. Now let me come on camp. None of these camp is correct. I appreciate your thinking. Brilliant. Let me show you the complete line as I calculated it. Let's see. So this is the board, and by the way, what's happening here is with this, let's give it the green arrow. So f6, well, if the rook just moves, let's say here to e4, then after queen takes queen, then rook takes queen is not possible because of the back rank issue here. White has back rank issues. And after f6, let's say if rook takes the queen, then queen is free. Again, after f6, if the rook moves in support of the queen here, there is still the back rank issue. So all in all, I'm going to go with f6, the best move indeed. But now what? Guys, now what? Computer has played queen c4. Don't be so hasty. Don't be so hasty. Now what? The rook is pinned. Please don't say rook takes rook. Now what, guys? Now what? Now what, guys? What to do now? Don't say rook takes rook. The rook is pinned. That's not possible. So is it pawn takes? Can I do that? Is it very simple? Sure, right? Yeah. That's it. And the last one then. It is black to play. Let's end it with 5 out of 5. This is black to play. So is your option rook takes f6? Is your answer rook e8? Is your answer rook to f5 check? Or is your answer rook d5 check? Or is it as usual, the one you like? None of these. It is black to play. Answers have started popping in. Avdut says blue camp and let me have my food. Omkar sir is saying the blue camp as well. Omkar sir said that says that it's rook f5, king, it's check actually, king e4, rook takes f6, and then bishop d5. So Pooja ma'am is in the blue camp, and now Akansh, that is Kalpesh, is blue and yellow. Look Samartha, now what you did. Players are choosing two camps, huh? Vihang is saying that the juniors copy Omkar sir, but hey, last time green camp was not right. So let's see what most people think. Blue camp, well, you can type the line, that is very important. Now Nijapkar says that the chrome arrow is better. Rook d5, he says, he has given us a line. Well, rook d5 check, knight takes d5, rook f5 check, king e4, bishop takes d5, it's a fork. Guys, this is interesting. Vihang, this is interesting. Look at Samartha's line there. Ayush says, what is stalemate? Stalemate is, there is a video for checkmate stalemate. I'm sure you watched that, right? If you haven't, then watch it. If you have watched it, now I'm sure you know what it is, right, Ayush? Vihang is saying, I agree with Omkar sir, blue camp. Samartha, do you want to change? Again, you will say you are at 4.5. Samartha, do you want to change? Otherwise, you will say you got 4 and 4.5 out of 5. What if king e4 after rook d5 check? Samartha, there is a question for you. Saumitra says, if you play that rook d5 check, Samartha, then white plays king e4. Then what do you do? With the blue camp, there is more clarity, I must say. Now, Nijapkar has changed. Very bad. Well, the blue camp indeed, best move. King e4. Then what happens? King e4, then rook After that, rook takes f6, then g takes f6, bishop d5. So rook takes, pawn takes, and the blue camp winning all the way. Look at this, with the help of this rook here, and we win this 5 out of 5. And now we are 2-4. How much? 2-4-0-9. Brilliant indeed. 2-4-0-9, guys. 2-4-0-9. Omkar sir was very quick with this one. However, well, Omkar sir can type it a little later, because yes, the students can copy you, sir. They can do that. So when I give you 2 minutes, you can wait for about a minute and a half. But Omkar sir, thank you so much that you were with us today. We are very happy, and your lecture was incredible. I must say, before I upload it, I watch it. Beautiful, very effective lecture, sir. And Nijapkar is saying 4.5 out of 5. He is there. Brilliant. Congratulations. Warang is also at 4 out of 5. That's 90%. Absolutely brilliant. And everybody, now you can definitely tell Omkar sir that you will type your answers. He will check the answers. Omkar sir, Rudra was wondering if for the last video you've checked all the answers. So Ayush, stalemate and checkmate, you can watch the video. Watch the video for checkmate and stalemate. It's a very important video you can watch. I'm talking about this video. What is checkmate and stalemate? Ayush, you can watch this video. This is a 9-minute video on what is checkmate and what is stalemate. I strongly suggest that you watch this video. Next time I'm going to ask you about pawn promotion, and next time also I will ask you this checkmate and stalemate difference. So this is for Ayush. Well, others can let me know if you watched this video. What is checkmate and stalemate? It's a 9-minute 25-second video. Definitely you can watch this. Yes, Omkar sir, thank you for joining, and everybody please take care. We'll stop it now. We will meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is the tournament. 5 minutes earlier. Please come prepared. Have some surprise lines. Avdut, now you can have your